Marty Norris here from Cumming, Georgia, and today I am excited to talk to you about ways that you can solve problems in your business. And this could be a brick and mortar business, or it can also be an online business. And I help my husband manage a small business where we have 3 employees, and then I also work an online business in the evenings. And I recently started reading this book called The 5 Faces of Genius, and it's called Creative Thinking Styles to Succeed at Work. And in this book, they talk about there's 5 different types of thinking styles, and usually everybody falls into one of them. And if you want to learn how to creatively solve problems at work, you're gonna usually be one of these, and then use one of the styles that they talk about. So the first one is this person who can creatively solve problems. They're called the seer. And somebody who is a seer would be like Mozart, where it talked about, like, these are people that are able to imagine, and they can see things from beginning to end, and they can tell you exactly how they can solve a problem, or they can see something before it isn't even on paper. And so they could say that, like, maybe if you're facing a problem at work and you're like, how are we supposed to do this? Everything's not always cut and dry, but maybe if you can see how something could actually work better, or what it would actually look like, and you imagine it all in your head, and then maybe at first it's a rough draft, but when you work through it, then it gets even better. And I can tell you this, that I would probably say that my husband Luke is maybe somebody who's like a seer, not a Mozart. But we had this issue with one of our swimming pools where a mistake was made, and one day he said something to me, well, what about if we did a 3D printing of this part? Well, actually the solution that he's come up with, we're moving forward with it, and we're getting somebody to do a CAD. They finished the CAD drawing, and eventually we are solving this problem. But he was the one that saw it in his head and thought, I wonder if this could solve the problem. Whereas some people just see things as not to solve problems, but they see this as something creative that would look great on paper. And we all know the kind of creative, wonderful masterpieces that Mozart created. And then the second one would be the observer. And a very well-known observer would be Walt Disney World. And it talks about in this book how he was sitting with his daughter and at some small local amusement park, and he saw various things where the rides were run down, things needed repair. He didn't see people being happy. He saw, you know, a lot of things could be made better. And that is how he created Walt Disney World. And we all know how much joy Walt Disney World has brought to millions of children and adults over the last years. And then the next person is someone who's called an alchemist, and they can connect areas. And so an alchemist would be somebody who they might see a problem, and they see how you need to make certain areas in a business work better, and when you put these things together, then you are going to solve the problem or make things better in your business. And so maybe things are not working well, and you figure out why they're not working well, the alchemist, and then go, okay, well, if we put these 2 things together, then our business is going to work better. So anyways, in this book, I've learned a lot about these 5 different things. I just started reading it, but you're finding out which one are you. And I would probably be, so far, I think I'm probably a person who's an observer. Not an observer like Walt Disney World, but I tend to really notice detail, just easily notice things. So anyways, remember, I hope you found these things helpful, of these first 3, and in the following videos, I'm going to talk about the last 2, and then discuss other things about the 5 of them in detail. So please tell me which one of these you found helpful below, and why. I love to hear your comments. You can always email me at marthalnorris@gmail.com. And if you want to learn how I am building an online business, you can just message me and I will share it with you. And remember, it's in less than 2 hours a day. So you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.